Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or if you are returning, welcome back. And if you are returning, you may not even know who I am because I have been gone for quite some time. Recently, I uploaded a video explaining why I've been gone, but I have privated the video because I only plan to leave it up for a day just for a quick explanation of why I've been gone, because the video isn't very well put together, so I'm like, I'm gonna immediately take this down after a day. But if you did see that video, you know why I've been gone. Just to give a gist of it, I've been very busy and I needed to focus on other things other than booktube that were more important, so I did have to take a little break, but I did plan to come back at some point. And now that I've had some of those things taken care of, I am ready to come back and make more videos for you guys because this is something I really enjoy doing. And today I'll be doing my June TBR video. I know this is a very belated June TBR video because it's already the 7th as of the day I'm filming this, but that's okay. I've done belated monthly TBRs before. This is no different, and it's still pretty early on in the month, so I thought I might as well just still upload my TBR video for this month anyway. And this month's TBR is going to be a little different because for the first time ever, I am showing a lot of library books. And that is because recently I've come to the decision that I am putting myself on a book buying ban. I cannot afford, nor do I have the room for any other books at this point. So I've decided for now I'm going to be getting my books from the library, even though I do prefer buying books. But as of right now, I just don't have enough space to get more books because I already have a lot. So I'm going to stick with borrowing from the library for now. And all the books I have on this month's TBR are library books except for one. So you're going to be seeing a lot of those. So I just thought I'd give you a heads up on that. And without any further talking, let's just get started with my TBR for this month. So the first book I have is a book that my brother actually recommended to me. And I've read a little bit of this book way back when, but it was so long ago and I didn't even finish it. But I really do want to get into this series since there's a Netflix show about it that I really want to see. And that is A Series of Unfortunate Events series by Lemony Snicket, and this is The Bad Beginning. My brother has finished this whole series and he tells me how awesome it is, and I'm like, I really need to get into that because I'm always recommending him books, and whenever he recommends me books, I never get to them. So I'm going to get to this one, and this isn't a very long book, so I should finish it very quickly, and the print is also pretty large. So I'm really looking forward to reading these. It's a big series, but the books are pretty small, so I'm pretty sure I'll fly through this series and I hope I'll like it. Next I have On the Fence by Casey West. I have mentioned so many times how much I want to get into Casey West's books because I read her book P.S. I Like You and I loved it so much. It ended up being one of my favorite books from last year, so I've been really wanting to get into more of her books, and this is the only book by her that I actually don't own. I own all her books, but I don't own this one, so I'm like, oh, I gotta get it from the library, so I did, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. It's a basic YA love story, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be great. Next, I have a book that I meant to read like 2 years ago, and I just haven't gotten to it yet, and this book was really popular back in like 2015 when it first came out. It's died down a little bit, but it's still pretty popular. I hear about it all the time, and that is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I'm really surprised I haven't gotten into this series yet just because I've seen it everywhere, especially 2 years ago when I should have picked it up. It was so popular, and I find that it's not as popular anymore, but I still really want to give it a try, and I think the fact that the popularity of this book has died down is a good thing, because the reason I really didn't want to pick it up 2 years ago when it first came out is because the hype was too big that I didn't want to be disappointed by it. So now that the hype has kind of died down now, I'm really ready to get into this series. It's supposed to be a kind of fantasy series, and I think it takes place in ancient Rome, which sounds pretty cool, and I really can't wait to read it, and hopefully I'll enjoy it. Next, I have a very random book here that my mom recommended to me. It's actually a nonfiction book, which is kind of different because I usually don't read nonfiction books. But this is called Letters from a Nut by Ted L. and Nancy, and the introduction is by Jerry Seinfeld. I've already read a little bit of this book. It is so hilarious. Basically, this whole book is actual letters written by this person named Ted L. Nancy, and what he does is he writes letters to businesses they're fake letters, but they say the most ridiculous things. Like, he'll request things from these businesses that make no sense. It's hard to explain. You kind of have to read it to know what I'm talking about. But then these businesses will reply back to him, and it's just a really, really funny book. And the letters in these are so ridiculous. I read one letter in here with my mom that was about him requesting that he bring his own drapes to a hotel. And me and my mom were just cracking up because we couldn't believe how like ridiculous that sounded. And the hotel was like, I guess you can bring your own drapes. It's just a really funny book. I can't wait to read the whole thing. It's pretty short, so I'm sure I'll get through it quickly, and I'm sure it's going to be a blast to read, and I can't wait to read more of these hilarious letters. Next, I have a book that I meant to get to ages ago. I read the first book back in like 2015. Meant to get to the second book, I never did, and now the third book came out and I still haven't read the second book. But I have started this, and that is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, and this is the sequel to the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. I really love this trilogy. I love the first book. I'm really loving the sequel so far. I'm on page 156. So I'm just about halfway into it, and I'm really liking it. I love this story, and I can't believe it's taken me this long to pick up the sequel because I really did like the first book. So I don't know why I didn't pick this up as soon as I can. You know how, if you're an avid reader, how books get in the way, so you can't get into sequels because you have to read all these other books. So that was the situation with this, but now I'm getting to it, and I'm going to try to get to the third book, which just came out, and I just recently bought instead of getting it from the library because I got the Barnes & Noble special edition, and I'm like, I have to have that. So I'll get to the third book right after this one, and we'll finally hopefully get caught up with this series. Next, I have a book that I've been really anticipating this year. It came out in January, and the first time I heard about it, it sounded so good, and that is A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. I heard about this book way before it even came out. I think I heard about it through the booktube tours, and I'm pretty sure I requested it, but I didn't end up getting a copy, but I got one from the library, so that's alright, I guess. But I'm really excited to read this. I heard it's a great friendship story, and I think the gist of it, of what I remember it's about a kid who has to take care of his foster brother. That's all I really know, but I heard it's an amazing, moving friendship story, and I'm kind of in the mood for like a good friendship story right now. So I'm really looking forward to getting to this one, as I've heard so many good things about it. And speaking of my most anticipated books of 2017, I have one right here that I have been anticipating for so long, and I haven't read it yet. And everyone else has read it and finished it except for me, which is weird because this is like my favorite series ever, and that is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas, and this is the third book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I honestly cannot believe this book is finally here. It came out the beginning of last month, and now I finally have it in my hands. I'm so excited to read it. I've read the first 10 pages, and I don't understand why I'm not still reading it, but I have all these other books that are in my way. You see how I've explained this before, how other books get in the way even to sequels that I really want to get to. I'm going to try to finish this book this month. I'm pretty sure I will because I love this series so much and I want to know what happens. I've been waiting a year for this book, and so excited. So I'm sure this book is going to be great. Cannot wait to finish it. And also I'm pretty sad that this trilogy is ending. I know there's more books after this book, but they're supposed to be spin-off books, so we're not going to be following the same characters, I think. So I'm going to miss these characters so much, and I'm really excited to finish this book. I've been waiting all year for it. I know it's going to be great. So that was my June TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and also thank you for being patient with me while I've been away, as things have been happening, getting busy with other stuff. But I have really missed making videos. It was one of my favorite things to do, and hopefully I'll be making a lot more from here on out. Again, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for more book-related videos and TBRs, and I'll be back really soon. Bye!